What's up, Rogues? Welcome into the Season 3 update show. My name is Dolson. I'll be your host for the day, but your Sherpa for the day, your guide through all things Rogue Company Season 3, none other than Pretty Hair. You know him, you love him. Look, Nick, there is so much going on in the Rogue Company world right now. Lots to look forward to. Plenty coming down the pipeline here in Season 3 to get excited about.
Yeah, lots of good stuff, man. A lot of people hard at work, working on everything from maps to balance to new cosmetics to new battle passes, characters. It's all the good stuff. If it's not in this update, you got to be sure it's coming in one of the soon ones. Whatever you like, we got it for you, man. We're working hard to make this the best game we can.
Yeah, plenty of interactivity on Twitter, making sure the fans are able to get their voice out there, and a lot of that reflected in Season 3. So let's delay no further. Let's jump in to some of what Season 3 and the update will have in store. A new map, first and foremost, being added into game, Palace. We're going to sink our teeth into it a little bit later on, more of the ebbs and flows and more of a walkthrough style. But let's take a look at the artwork here. Very good vibe, I think, going on here on this map, Nick, and I cannot wait to jump into it.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. We spent a lot of time playing these maps in that block out, just a bunch of gray boxes, figuring out, the gameplay stuff, but then you load into it arted for the first time, and you just have to kind of stop and literally smell the cherry blossoms a little bit here. It's my favorite part about this map. It is truly gorgeous. It almost feels like just a whole new level that the art team has brought to the table here on this map in particular. There's lots of cool gameplay stuff as well that I can't wait to show off, but as far as how it looks, this one's worth just loading into that custom game with a good buddy and just running around and taking some time to explore and find all that this map has. Lots of little secret hidden hideouts, cool little angles, things to play with, lots of stuff to discover on the Palace.
It's almost a shame that it's going to be littered with rogues and guns here soon enough. Looks so peaceful and tranquil, but again, we'll jump in a little bit more in depth to Palace towards the end of the show. Let's take a look at some of the new shop cosmetics, though, Nick, that are going to get added into the game here. I know one big branch of this team has been working on the beautiful, beautiful cosmetics that are getting added. And the first outfit that goes in is going to be Heist Ronin. I love, hey, look, you get the Palace map, the art style that brings, and then a skin that might look pretty good on the map as well.
Yeah, we got a lot of cool ones. This is one of my favorites, I think, coming in this update. The Daywalker Fixer. He's a hard guy not to look cool as hell, so this is just one additional kind of take on that.
And shiny Chrome Justice Mac will be the uncommon outfit added into the store here with the Season 3 update. Weapon wraps as well will also get added into the store, and the first and foremost is going to be the Orange Hardware wrap bundle, where doers get more done in the shop, and then the Electric Hex, or the Wrapper Keeper, excuse me, is going to be the next set of wraps that get added in there. Plenty to look forward to. A couple a rare wingsuit getting added in. That's solid gold, nice and shiny for when you make your way into the battleground. And then the leopard print wingsuit will also get added into the in-game shop here in Season 3. And then the Prison Break bundle. So a good theme if you're into that sort of stuff. Plenty getting added on in there, and it all looks beautiful. Pretty hair. I mean, everything top to bottom there, all the outfits, all the wraps. I think the gold jumpsuit, though, is probably what I'll jump for on day one.
Yeah, man, super versatile. You can plug that bad boy into a whole lot of different outfits, almost anything. A lot of those Scaducci ones, a lot of that black and gold theme going on there. So lots of ways to make it work. And the big thing there that I like is that we got something for everything. Even all the way down to those avatars, banners, borders, that type of stuff. If that's what you're into, we got a little bit of everything for everyone.
And emotes, if those are your thing, there's plenty of those getting added into the game as well. It's beautiful. You join me, and you're actually the model for a lot of these emotes. Kidding, of course. But the Hydration Hustle, first one added into the game. This one, I don't know. If I'm getting danced on by this after a 1v1 goes the wrong way, I might be a little tilted. I'm also a big fan, though, Pretty Hair, of the good old finger gun dance. Right here towards the end, you're shooting side to side, and you're feeling good.
It's kind of it reminds me of that, like, almost that scene in Spider-Man with the first one with, like, Tobey Maguire. And he's just, like, swagging down the street. The hardest thing about our emotes, man, is it's almost like the MySpace top 5 back in the day. You only got so many options to bind on your wheel, and it's getting pretty cutthroat out here which ones are making it onto my wheel.
Yeah, I was never making it into those top 5, so that's lost on me. Damn. But I get to return the favor a little bit with the emote wheel, and then one of my favorites here with the emotes getting added into the game, the folk dance emote. This is the one I was joking with you earlier that I bet you could do in real life, and it's a shame that we're not in the studio for this one, because I probably would try to make you do it on camera. But the folk dance, that'll be your epic emote added into the game here in the Season 3 update. The tambourine, I think, is a nice little touch there. You got the tambourine rattle in the background. I said that I think the hydration hustle might be the one that tilts me the most, but I think something's got to be said for the folk dance. If I'm getting danced on by that one, that one's long and it's in your face.
It is. Little apples to oranges. When you have the prop, like the siren and the ambulance, like that kind of elevates it, man. It takes it out of the league a little bit. I do love all of those emotes, though, man. Those are going to be some good ones to add to the wheel.
And I know a lot of people looking forward to the balance that is going to get added into the game here in the Season 3 update. So let's take a look at some of the changes going on in-game. First and foremost, Pretty Hair, the buy one, get one feature where you can swap between both guns is going to get added in.
This one's honestly pretty big, right? So all rogues have their two weapons that they kind of rock and roll with, right? And in the past, if you could switch, but it was almost a bit of a trap in gameplay, right? You had to sink money and you had to actually purchase both of those weapons if you wanted to swap between them, right? So if I spent 8,000 on my AK here or my KA-30, and then I wanted to go to the Mamba, I needed to spend another $8,000 on the Mamba to unlock it. Now, you just swap between them both kind of effortlessly. All of your upgrades transfer as well. Like, it's really, really clean.
Incendiary Grenade also receiving a bit of a change here, redesigned to deploy a single circular patch of flame, so a bit of a difference there for any of the characters using the Incendiary Grenades.
Love this. This was championed by me. I'm gonna at least credit for like wanting to do it. If we could just hold on to this video a little bit, I want to talk a little bit more about this Incendiary. Before it was like this sort of like 5 Olympic rings sort of layout thing, and there were some separate issue, but there were some problems. Like some of those rings wouldn't show up, so it was the like very popular kind of invisible fire bug. So we've tried to address both that bug as well as just making the Incendiary, it's easier to understand, right? When you throw the Incendiary, this has been for all time. The target has always been just one big circle. So I'm like, we need to just make this thing one damn circle so I can understand it. People that are getting flamed by it can understand it. It's just, I think it's just more digestible. It's more understandable. It's easier to play around, and it's just more consistent than the old treatment. So, big shout outs. This was something that I was just like, can we please do this for God, for the love of God? Right. And we had, a couple programmers got in there, VFX artists, everybody came together to make this one come through almost unplanned, right? This was something I just really wanted to get done, and I love all the guys that kind of helped me make that happen.
And that's one of those that might seem like on paper you read this, all right, the Incendiary Grenade's a circle now. That's a big QOL change, a big quality of life change, I think, that'll impact the game in a great, great way. So I agree with you there, Pretty Hair, that great change to the game, and I'm excited to see how it impacts all those rogues who are using the Incendiary Grenade. Moving on in balance, though, are the weapons upgrades that got upgraded, I guess is the way you can word this one. First off, starting off with bullet penetration for a couple of the guns.
Yes, bullet penetration is not new to the game. It's on, I believe, the MLX MAW right now, one of the LMGs, and we're adding it to a couple of the guns. You can see here, lining up some of these. It's a niche scenario, so we're adding it to the Deadeye and the Harm 30K, some of the kind of slower firing, heavier things. Harm 30K needed something, kind of make it a little more special. It's a really powerful upgrade. I won't deny that it's very niche. I think the most common area you're going to see this be useful, and it helps that it's on these long-range guns, is when you down somebody from distance and somebody goes to attempt to res them and they're bunched up, that's where this kind of cleave damage can really come into play, and that's most often, I think, where you're going to see this be actually very useful damage, like throughput upgrade. When you can actually hit and cleave multiple targets, it is big, big damn.
Yeah, that's a big if for me, I think. I got my eyes on one guy, and my aim is sometimes difficult to stray. But for people like you who are hitting 5, 6 targets, whatever it may be at any given time.
All day,
you're hitting dingers. They call me Big Al, and I hit dingers. That's you when you load into Rogue Company. Some other changes happening to the guns are the fire rate upgrades here, Pretty Hair. So I think we got 5, 6 guns that are receiving some changes to those fire rates, starting off with a Devotion.
This is big. Fire rate upgrades are entirely new. No guns have fire rate upgrades right now, and so we are going to experiment with a couple of these. Devotion is probably the one that... This gun is niche. It's hard to use, but it's powerful in the right hands. This gun, its optimal time to kill is a body shot and a headshot, whichever comes first. And that's what kind of spices this up, is it makes it a little less niche with the fire rate, because you're not getting that optimal time to kill when you're just hitting body shots with that devotion. So having a faster rate of fire means you can kind of have that more forgiving. You don't need to hit headshots to be the best you can be,
right.
but be a little bit easier to use. Same thing with the Knight, one of the slowest firing SMGs. We're going to play around with a fire rate upgrade there, as well as on a couple of these shotguns here.
Oh, yeah.
The Arbitrator, of course, one of them. That's kind of like the double, like any double-barreled shotgun shtick is. It should. Right. Both of those shotgun shells are loaded and ready to go at the exact same time. So it should have one of the fastest fire rates in the game. We're kind of playing around with that on this gun. That comes along with the tier 1. I believe that's also the reload speed. So it's a really, really powerful first upgrade. The SKL6 will be getting this bad boy as well. Glitch and Chalk rock this gun right now. Shotguns as a whole are probably not as much played. They're a little bit less viable than the SMGs, and well, I shouldn't say less viable. I'd say more niche, right? Like they're just designed to be potent at much shorter ranges, which is just kind of part of it. It's kind of by design. Shotgun balance in shooters is always a very contentious subject.
Oh, it is.
Good they are. It's a knife's edge, man. You're either kind of in one edge or the other, and so we wanted to give the shotgun something. This is fire rate is an upgrade that's not available right now, so I think it's going to be really fun to kind of give them another like fun little thing that only the shotguns can do, and see if that helps them out, make them a little bit more viable. But we still want the shotguns to kind of stay viable in shotgun range. It's not super fun to kind of run around and be getting one tap. It's a third-person game as well, using the camera to your advantage with a shotgun if they're too strong. It's a recipe for disaster. So shotguns, it's always something that we're very careful with, but we're definitely excited about these fire rate upgrades on 3 of the shotguns, the Knight and the Devotion.
I think that it's a nudge in the right direction, right, for the shotguns, where they can now see maybe a little bit of increase in play in those types of scenarios. And I can't wait myself to jump in, give them a try, because I'm somewhat effective from that range, but now maybe a little bit more effective when I got the shotgun in my hands. Jump in accuracy penalty upgrades are going to get added into the game here as well. 3 of the guns will be subject to this change. Objection first and foremost.
Yep. So these are not currently upgrades. This is something the shotguns all have inherently. They are not going to get jump in accuracy, and we thought this could be a fun upgrade for some of those faster paced SMGs. Of course, the objection being one of those. So when you're jumping off of objects, you're still obviously getting some recoil, some bloom from shooting the gun, but you won't get any of that inaccuracy from just being in air. And you can kind of see as you're jumping, that crosshair does not budge. This is for my SMG players out there, the smooth brains, zoom in boys. These are my people, man. This is a super fun upgrade to kind of play around with, especially on those faster paced characters. Like your Lancers, you just go flying at people off the top rope. We're talking Monday Night Raw style, brother. And you can kind of maybe be a little bit more accurate in those situations and have a little bit more fun with the SMG, where other guns just simply can't rock and roll. Like I said, this is new as an upgrade. Shotguns in Rogue Company currently all have this. You don't lose accuracy for jumping. We want to experiment with that as an upgrade, not as a baseline change for SMGs, but to just give it to a couple of those SMGs and see how it rocks with it.
You call them smooth brains, and I thought that was going a different direction. Then you joined the group yourself.
Us smooth brains got to be aerodynamic when we're zooming around. All right, we can't be slowing down.
You're on your throne. You're on the old brain throne there, and maybe some more will join you on your throne with the jump in accuracy penalty upgrades being added to the SMGs. Don't have a video for this one, but a damage change or damage upgrade being changed here for the Striker 8x10.
Yeah, this is just a small body shot damage upgrade. This is also something that we have headshot damage upgrades on some of the snipers, and the Striker is the most hip fire gun in the game. It's not really, you can aim and shoot and go for headshots, and you will do more damage, of course, but this is a gun that is designed to be hip fired, to be up close, to be personal with. Just Lancer's got it right now, and it's something that we want to play around with some of these upgrades on some of our lesser used guns. She is overwhelmingly just using that SMG. Let's play around with a little body damage upgrade on this gun, and see if people will like it a little bit more. See if it gets played in those situations that we're trying to push it towards.
We might be seeing some more Lancers in your games between the Striker and then the SMG changes coming through here with this big update. Now, the tier, I know, is a big topic of conversation.
Yeah.
And that weapon is now receiving a rework here in Season 3.
The quick and dirty of this change is it's back to what it used to be. This used to be that two-shot sniper, two in the clip. We changed it to the one-shot. Didn't really like where that ended up landing. Think this kind of it's a much more unique identity, I think, as this two-shot sniper. You can still crack those headshots, land those kills with a single bullet, or you can go for the more reliable double body shot, and that's all going to be good as well, right? So that's what Fixer is going to be kind of being moved back towards this tier. It's just I know I missed a couple shots here. All right, I'm not perfect. Nobody is. The level. I'm going to run through the upgrades real quick. Level 1 increases the scope speed and the movement speed while aiming. Level 2 significantly increases your reload speed and your fire rate, which is real good now. That you have, of course, those 2 bullets in the magazine. And then the 3, you'll recognize this probably from the LR15 upgrade, nullifies the damage fall-off, increases headshot damage. I touched on that a little bit earlier. So, again, TLDR here, it's moving away from the one-shot back to kind of the 2-shot spot that we want this gun to kind of be. We're feeling a little bit better about this.
Sure.
Removing the one, that was kind of its thing, is this sniper could very quickly kind of body somebody, empty the whole magazine, be forced into that reload, but they could reliably land those body shot kills. And we just didn't like the way it went with the one shots. We're going to be kind of moving that back to that direction. But that's not all we've got lined up for Mr. Fixer.
No, Mr. Fixer as a rogue will also be receiving a bit of an update here in Season 3. His thermal vision duration is going to get halved from 12 seconds to 6 seconds.
Yeah, super strong ability. Fixer does very well at higher levels of play. We're working on ways to make this guy just have more ways of kind of counterplaying. The thing we're kind of messing around with the most is lighting those eyes up in the smoke so you can kind of see where his thermal glasses are as he's moving around in the smoke. He still has the advantage there, but you at least have something that you can rock with. And cutting this thermal duration down, it just removes some of that time where he can sort of run around and be effective in that cluster smoke, which is such a powerful piece of utility. Lines up a little bit better with like the base duration of our smokes to kind of expire as they're expiring. So it's maybe not the end of the world if you're a Fixer main, right? But it's something just bringing this character a little bit more in line. He's doing very, very well for himself out there. So we got to do all we can to make sure he stays in a positive state. That combined with, I think the rework, personally, the reworked tier with the 2 bullets again is much stronger for my money. So I think it's kind of a give and take, right? It's a little bit of that duration gone, but I think the tier, the premier gun on Fixer is going to be a lot stronger with that 2 bullet change back to it.
Tweaking up Fixer to get him into a good spot here, and I'm sure will reflect well in game. One other rogue receiving a bit of a change here in the Season 3 update. Not a massive change, but our boy Dallas here is going to get his primary weapon changed from the HRM on over to the Riptide. Yeah,
so the Harm 30K, like we said, Dallas is he's that gunslinger, that sharpshooter, slick talker. He has 2 very niche weapons, especially the Devotion is probably the hardest weapon to use one of the hardest weapons to use in the game. At least for me. The Harm 30K is a solid assault rifle, but it is still balanced to be it's a headshot gun, right? You're gonna get the best results when you're hitting headshots with it. And this is a character he's a starter rogue. He's free to play to everyone. He's one of the 5 that you get when you start playing the game. And so it's not great for him to have 2 really hard guns to use for like a new player that's coming in. So the Riptide is kind of the perfect balance, or the perfect in between. It is still a headshot gun. You will still get the best results by hitting headshots with this gun, but it is much more forgiving in terms of if you're missing or hitting body shots than the Harm 30K would be. So still wanting to retain that sharpshooter identity for Dallas, but just make it a little bit easier and not give him like 2 of the hardest weapons to use in the game.
Might see some more Dallas then in your games. Those are that's the big changes in the update department here for Season 3. In the game modes department, though, you got one more. All right, you got one more.
Game modes.
Go ahead.
We are going to be adjusting flashbangs as well. I forgot to mention this earlier when we were talking about the incendiary grenade. The flashbangs will be seeing a reduction in their radius of effectiveness, both the base and the upgraded version, by 1.5 meters. So both 1.5 meters on the base, and then when you upgrade it, it's 1.5 meters less than that. So across the board, 1.5 meters, as well as the duration of a successful flash will be 0.5 seconds less. So when you actually get hit by a flashbang, you will be flashed for half a second less.
Yep. Incendiary grenades and flashbangs then receiving a little bit of a change here in Season 3. Now moving on to some of the game modes we've got. King of the Hill receiving a change in the cash department as well in the favela map specifically, but first and foremost, the $500 global cash drops getting added into King of the Hill.
Yeah, cash drops are something that it's a success with Team Deathmatch. That was the first mode that sort of got these things. These go great hand in hand with the buy when dead feature, right? It really kind of helps smooth out your income, so you can more smoothly buy things while you're dying. It helps promote movement kind of around the map as well. And big thing for King of the Hill especially, when you're the guy that's sitting in the hill just, capturing away, you're not getting all of these kills. You're not moving around the map as aggressively. I stick my buddy Brad on the hill, and I go around and I get the kills, which inherently means that I'm going to get more money, which isn't necessarily fair to Brad, who's back there on the hill winning the damn game for us, right? So this is kind of a step in the direction that we want to take of being able to still allow those players to be rewarded. When I get a kill and grab some cash, I want him to be rewarded for doing his part, playing the hill. This is not the end of the road to say on that front. We are exploring ways to reward straight cash to people that are just standing on the hill at intervals of time. We're still working out how much, how often, all that good stuff. But this is a solution that we feel good about for right now in King of the Hill.
It's the age-old adage, the old PTFO, right? You got to do it. King of the Hill is maybe the oldest. Still in King of the Hill though, Favelas is getting its soccer field point increased in size, and then on Silo the point is getting changed up in King of the Hill.
Yeah, just a little bit bigger. That's a very big wide open area, and when you have those wide open areas, it's important to give lots of angles and places for players to kind of nestle in and make sure that they're safely able to capture hills. And just have more ways to play it, right? If you're forced in the same spot in this big open area, it's very dangerous. The silo point moving, that's a community request, so we're happy to kind of move that for you. It's not far, right? It's all the players may not know those call outs, but this is going to be moved regardless if you know where it came from or not. It's where one of the bomb sites is in demolition. So it's really just a small kind of shuffle, probably, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 meters or so away from where that silo point currently is. Which is great. These maps were built a long time ago, favelas for demolition, right? So that's a very well built out area. And I think, the community is right on the money with this one, right? So this is going to be a well-structured area that has lots of ways to fight, angles to play with, and it sort of breaks down in a healthy manner.
And remember, that's a pretty big indicator earlier on. I mentioned how yourself, Scott Gandhi, the whole dev team listening to the community feedback on Twitter, those sorts of things. So remember to stay active. And they'll keep their ears to the ground and listen to some changes and see how it could affect the game. Another game mode that's getting changed up, Demolition here in this one. And this is maybe a bit of a pacing change. Number of rounds are getting changed downwards. 15 rounds was normal, now down to 11. And then your starting cash is actually going up from 5,000 to 13,000.
Yeah, so the round count, obviously, this is going to provide just a little bit more of a faster pace experience. The games are going to be shorter overall. The cash change, this is more in line sort of with your strikeouts and with your, King of the Hills and things like that, where that 13,000 buys you a gun and a gadget if you want to go that route. Obviously, you have freedom to kind of go whatever way you want to go. You can buy a life train and just run around with your pistol if you wanted to. But it gives you that opportunity with the gadget and the gun to just feel like, okay, this is my full kit. I have my weapon, I have my gadget, and I'm ready to rock and roll. I feel very whole starting the game. So you're going to have a shorter overall, but you're going to be at that sort of whole feeling. Your kit's going to feel very fleshed out from the get-go in Demolition. And just keep letting us know. Keep giving us that feedback. You guys like this? More money, less money, more rounds, what kind of stuff are you looking for from Demolition? We're feeling good about this, kind of speeding up the pace of the game.
I like it,
Feels a little bit more in line with the pace of our other game modes as well, but still, of course, with that one life Demolition spin on it.
And Demolition in the ranked variety also receiving a bit of a change here. Breach is getting on into the map rotation here in this update.
Yeah, this is usually something you just kind of do. This is the newest map in the rotation, obviously. It's been in the public queues for a while. Everything seems good. We're happy with the way it's going, and time to slot it into ranked.
And then the kind of first stage of that, I suppose, for the newest maps is in the custom game modes, and that's where you're going to find Palace. So the map that we showed you earlier on, you're going to be able to sink your teeth into a little bit and get in there and run around.
Yeah, super fun. Obviously, this is what I was alluding to, right? This is a great map to do that actually on custom games and to just ride around this. There's a lot of love packed into this map, a lot of cool little things to see and notice, and just stuff in the background that you may or may not notice while you're fighting people actively. So take some time, do a lap in a custom game, and just appreciate the new map and all of its greatness.
Yeah, perfect way to jump on into Palace. I know, I absolutely will. But Pretty Hair, with a new season comes with a new battle pass, and we've got a new one joining us in game here in season 3. 50 rewards that you can earn simply by playing the game, so it's not all that hard. Some instant rewards at the beginning. Love that skin, by the way, Mastermind Vi. And then 50 other rewards that you can build up here through this battle pass. And I cannot wait to get into game and start working on it.
Yeah, it's huge, man. Lots of good stuff in here. Love those animated wraps as well. Those things look so awesome in game.
They look really good.
That's part of the instant package. You get that great Vi skin, the Mastermind Vi. You get that gun wrap. Some good emotes there. On the very next tier, we've got some cool wingsuits, man, and we have elevated the wingsuit game even further. Hoverboards, baby.
Hoverboards.
These things are sweet. These have completely new animations to fly in on. You hit this like sick little kickflip when you hit the ground. You get off of it. Everybody else dodge rolls, gets all dusty with their silly little wingsuits, and you just swag flip on them and you hit the ground running, baby.
Yeah, Back to the Future is now, I guess, as long as you're in game, you're in Rogue Company, and you're playing it. And then some great themes coming out here through the banners, skins, things like that getting added in. Tier number 6, I'm pretty excited about the bullet there. But look at this skin, the dragon scales. Definitely looks great on those guns there. The shattered bullet rare avatar, I think, is pretty awesome. There's something simplistic about that one that I really enjoy. Plenty of borders, plenty of exciting things to look through on this one. And really, you get so much value, I think, out of these battle passes because you're playing the game anyway, and then just as you're going through, you're getting stuff like this. I mean, look at this wingsuit, man. I don't know. It just seems so free to me in the right way that as you play the game, you're getting some awesome cosmetics like this. I know the Rogue Company cosmetics team, the art team, they're absolutely knocking it out of the park, and this battle pass is another example.
Yeah, everything here.
I love this one.
Kind of themed, of course, with that palace styling there. Very Japanese, very, very cool, very clean. Love this. The
jacket.
The cherry blossom hood, man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
This is Bane if he jumped on into Palace, I guess. I love the vibe. I love the look of Dima here on this one. So you want to grab at least level 15 on the battle pass more because there's plenty more cool stuff coming on up into this one. Citrus Blast, primary weapon wrap, getting added on in to this one at level 17. Contract executed. See, I've always been a fan of those types of banners in the game. It's very simple. It's very clean. Like the sniper ones, I think, always look pretty awesome, so I'm a big fan of that one. And then some emotes as well. We talked about what's getting added on into the cosmetic shop earlier on in the show, but of course there are going to be some emotes on the battle pass. This one, I think, really sneaky cool. Just lighting a fire and burning your opponents on down.
Don't try that at home, kids. It's just that's very, very Switchblade, of course, playing with fire.
Yep.
And very, very dangerous there. Very cool. Love all these emotes. Love that stuff. I think the Dima skin, this goes perfect with that.
There you go.
I think 15. That's where you jump to if you buy like the elite pack or whatever it's called for the battle pass and jump those 15 tiers. That's where you're going to be starting, right? So you get a lot of cool stuff right off the rip if you're jumping to tier 15.
Circuit breaker, melee skin there, and then some more epic emotes rolling on through. Gunfire geometry. I was never very good at geometry, so I'm glad that this emote can get it done. Oh, that is sick.
That's sick. I love that.
That is sick. That is awesome. That one caught me off guard in all the right ways. I love that emote. SFX and VFX on that one as well. And look, we've got all this content. We're only on page 6. We got another third of the way to go here on the battle pass. You're going to need to jump in the game and make sure you get all through. Immortal, a great title. And I love the salty sprinkles there on that one. Some sweet borders as well. I'm excited about this skin. The epic outfit for Saint. There's something about the streetwear style vibe that some of these skins have, I think, that I really enjoy here as well. I definitely couldn't pull anything like that off, so I'm glad that at least when I load into Rogue Company, the character I play can kind of connect there on that vibe.
I love that color scheme. What type of video game would we be if we didn't have sharks with freaking lasers on their head, man?
That's a banner. That's an animated banner there. I love it, and it's attacking you as you load into the game. Yeah, sharks with freaking lasers and I think was that your brainchild on the banner there? I can see
No.
that coming straight from the head of Nick Pretty Hair.
Oh
but,
no, I can't take credit for that whatsoever. I mean, that's freaking callback to me. Like that's Austin Powers right there, man.
Right, no, that is Austin Powers. And then some more animated wraps down the stretch here. 39 is what you're going to want to get to on that one. If you thought the earlier emotes were pretty cool, this one is incredible. The power up at the end, and I'm glad that at the end there's this big explosion of energy. Because that is just incredible. I love the look of this emote here on this one.
I think it looks like they let you just
cool
idle
down
in
after.
that one.
Yeah.
You just get to idle in that glory for as long as you want. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, you got to time that one properly. Like the end of the round occurs, you explode, and then you just kind of like chill there at the end while the camera's staring at you. I love that emote. That might be one of my favorite ones, to be honest. Here, that's tier 40 here in the Season 3 Battle Pass. I see something else animated coming on up here, and that is the legendary Digital Death avatar. And then another epic wingsuit, but it's not a wingsuit, it's a hoverboard. It's an animated hoverboard. And don't you worry, everyone at home who's watching this right now, we're getting to see the hoverboards in the Battle Pass. But a little bit of a sneak peek, bit of a leak here. The next thing we're going to show you is the fly-in there on that hoverboard. And then I'm also a fan of these types of skins, the kind of simplistic colory changes. They're almost animated while they're not. And I think that's a really good look here on some of these guns. So that's tier 44. Down the stretch here, another animated legendary banner piece awaits. I like that. That's post-battle. Yes. You just got through slaying the enemies, and I think you're about to go clean off the sword there. And that one's tier 46. You're going to have to work up to grab that one. Legendary, a great title down the stretch here. And the last couple, Pretty Hair, after we see this avatar, very, very exciting.
What is this color, Dave? I've never seen this.
I've never seen it.
Whoa, buddy.
Air horns. Exotic. Exotic. That's the dragon soul.
Where'd you find this?
My goodness. I've been giving the art team props for good reason all through this show, but my goodness, look at this one. The Dragon Soul KA30. Got to grind out to tier 49, and for good reason, because this is a sick skin.
I mean, what can you say, really, about this? It's the first exotic. It's the deliciously orange color. You know, we're all about the color scheme here with the human race. Very easily entertained by a good color scheme. So getting up to this one, I've played with this a couple of times in game. It's got its own sound pack as well, so you're gonna get that very just deep kind of roary, dragon roary kind of action going on. Can't wait to show that one off. It's exclusive to the KA30, so this is kind of a thing with these exotic versions of this. This is not a wrap. This is a KA30 exclusive skin. So only with that gun can you play this skin.
And I'll leak a little bit. We are going to get in-game a little bit later on and see the KA30 Dragon Soul in action with audio and visuals on that one. And then the final unlock, another thing that we're going to get in-game to see here in just a minute, the Lone Wolf Talon outfit. I think there's such a unique kind of blend of styles here, sort of the old guardy samurai vibe, but then you got this big like electric buzz style plate on your left shoulder there on Talon. I think it's such a cool blending of two different art styles, and I think it works great here for Talon.
Cyber samurai, baby. What more can you say? I mean, I was a part, thankfully, lucky enough to be a part of the VFX, like the voice pack recording for that. That guy absolutely killed it. He did a really good job with that VO pack, as well as I was playing around with the skin the other day, and when you use Talon's passive, the mag gloves to pick stuff up at range, that big like electric, those things like fire off, and like your whole arm like just gets like this huge like surge of electricity when you use your passive as Talon. So it's like this is a to the nine skin, man. Like this is everything. Like it's integrated into the character's kit. It has great VO on top of the fact that it just looks flat out amazing.
Again, deserving of that tier 50 in the Battle Pass. The elevation and what you get, such value at the end of the Battle Pass there. Throughout all of the Battle Pass, but 49 and 50, you get the sick KA30 skin, got the awesome Talon skin there towards the end. So make sure to grab the Battle Pass, get in game, get grinding. Definitely don't want to miss out on those two. One of the earlier things we not only hinted at, but we showed you in that Battle Pass were the hoverboards. Don't you worry, everyone at home, we're going to get in-game right now. Take a look at how that hoverboard looks flying in. The old, it's like dropping in, right? They do the right drop-in animation, and I think that's awesome, where you kind of have the front of the skateboard grabbed, you land onto it, a little kickflip there towards the end, animated wrap showing there as well. And this is just so awesome. I just love it. Is it a caveman
on, and then of course I'm gonna call it the swag flip off, because you know it's a hoverboard. It's unprecedented. These are new tricks that we've got lined up. It looks great, man. It's awesome. It's a super fun way, just to mix it up, right? You know, it's a little bit different than the wingsuits. The wingsuits look awesome, and a lot of people will still probably go that route if it matches their skin. I know I'm a big mix and match guy, so
you need a skinnergy, right?
Yeah, you gotta have that skinnergy. But the hoverboards are certainly tight competition for some of those wingsuits.
Yeah, we said you did the dance blocking for the animations. You also did, I bet, the kickflip, things like that on a real life hoverboard that we have in studio. By the way, we have that at the office, an actual hoverboard.
You can actually see that. You know, me and Evan, we took the hoverboards out at Lake Lanier for one of those Paladins videos. Man, I'm the authority on the hoverboard.
You are, and for good reason, and it looks great in game. Now, tier 49 and 50, we showed you it's the Talon skin and the KA30. Let's do the former first, the Talon skin. Let's jump on into game and see how that one actually looks walking around. You mentioned the mag glove, retrieving your items, and we're going to get to see that here in just a moment. And as if the skin didn't look sweet enough just standing there on the Battle Pass screen, the walk-in, badass as well. And that'll be how your character looks walking on in. Then in-game, this is what you were so excited about, the big old burst right there with the mag gloves.
Yeah, it looks sweet, man. Like I said, this skin is truly a head-to-toe sort of ensemble.
Right.
It works perfectly with the characters kit. Super fun. Looks absolutely amazing, and we're starting to get into that territory. We're getting some really awesome skins. There's obviously great stuff in this battle pass, but guys, you know, I've got the crystal ball right now. I've seen behind the curtain. There is nothing but greatness on its way. These are amazing skins for this. I don't know if this is actually hooked up to his new VO yet, but it's trust me when I say it is awesome. The final product is amazing for this guy, man.
It is. Look, that's such a, I don't know if it's underappreciated, but should be appreciated style on some of these skins. So, you know, the voice actors, the voice packs, their lines in game can really make the skin step up to the next level. And I know as well as you do that Talon skin has some great voice lines coming down the pipeline there. And I know something you were very excited about. It's not a voice line, but it's the sound effects for that KA30, the new, was it exotic weapon skin that we've got in the battle pass. It's tier 49 that you have to get to get that one. And let's jump in game here. I'm gonna let the audio and the video kind of roll on these, and we're gonna get to hear how this gun sounds. Man, don't you? I listen to that and I just want to I want to keep firing it. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually love the reload too. Like
right?
that.
The reload's
something
sick.
about that little ding.
Oh, dink right up at the top. That is such an awesome skin. And that's one of the more upgraded versions of the weapon there in game. So the Talon skin, the hoverboards, the KA30 skin, all of that available in the battle pass coming out here in season 3. If you're not won over at this point, I don't know. I mean, I was won over by just the hoverboard getting added in. The KA30 looks incredible. The Talon skin looks absolutely amazing there as well. Earlier on in the show, we hinted at and we showed you some fly-throughs of the map Palace. But now we're going to get a chance to kind of actually jump into map, look around a little bit. I noticed that you can kickflip off onto the roof of the building here, which I do love as well. But you know, you're the designer. You're the guy that's been helping out with a lot of these maps, so I'll hand it over to you. You can kind of let me know what we're looking at here, the nuances maybe of running around on the roofs, and walk us through Palace.
Of course, as you can see, we're up on the rooftops here. This is the sort of unique, fun gameplay element of Palace. I believe it's the attackers will land on the rooftops here, and you can see, and these are accessible once you jump off. Some of them I think there's only one that's inaccessible once you jump off after landing on it. Like right where we're at now, this can all be re-accessed.
Awesome.
More important in those respawn modes, like a King of the Hill, where you know you're kind of moving around. Oh, I lied. You can't get up here. This was the one I was thinking about. You can get on basically all of these roofs again if you need to. They're green, right? You kind of see this sort of like sea green coloration on these roofs. That is how you know you can access one of the roofs. Now, there's all different types of ways and little hop-ups and things, and you can access with the, you saw the zip line there. There's a couple of different hop-ups per roof. Lots of different ways to get up and down, but just so it's a very clear gameplay tell, right? Some of these roofs, obviously not that seafoam green, right? Those are not the accessible roofs. So anytime you see that colored roof, know that that could be dangerous, right? Somebody could be kind of hiding up there, you know, ready to full-on anime takedown off the roof. With those new jump, hip fire, and accuracy penalties gone, you're gonna see a lot of people coming off the top rope with some of those SMGs, man. So super cool gameplay specific element here of the palace is learning and mastering those roof hops, how to get up, how to navigate that, and how to use it to your advantage.
And that's so important, isn't it, from a gameplay and again, quality of life is something I said a little bit today. So important to be able to quickly be able to find the differences between, all right, there might be danger here, there might not be danger here. Because in a map like this, where there's so many of these beautiful buildings, love the water features over here on this side of the map, in a map where there's so many buildings all around, if you're able to get on some of them, but not on others, especially for new players learning these maps, it's nice to have that little bit of an edge here as well. But we're going to get some more visuals on I think, the ground floor of the map moving on. As we've already seen some of the fun roof jumping, but now we're going to get to see different parts of this map in some of the styles that have been known here for Rogue Company. And I'm just really loving the visuals and the vibe. And you said, hey, maybe the early thing you need to do is jump into a custom game, walk around and experience it. And now I'm glad we can.
I think you should, because that's, you know, a lot of it is fun to kind of discover through just playing naturally. And like when you get killed by a guy up on a roof in a new spot that you haven't been to yet, you're like, oh, damn. Now I'm going to be that guy on the roof killing people from the spot. But yeah, I definitely encourage you to hop in a custom game, explore, jump around the roofs, figure out where you can get, where you can't get, all that good stuff. I think we're in a strikeout right now, but where we just came from, that courtyard, I believe, is one of the bomb sites for demolition. This is the Defender's Beachhead, I believe we are in right now. There's that cool temple that we were sort of looking at in one of the fly-throughs.
You guys collabed with the real city on this, right? I mean, this was something that you guys.
Yeah, I believe the art team was working closely, you know, making sure that a lot of this was aligning with the art and the way that it actually looks over in Japan. And this is one of my favorite areas of the map. This if we could be real quiet. You can hear the chanting inside of the palace. I get some chills. Goodness. It's really cool stuff. Like I said, lots of little fun, little secret things kind of tucked away in this map, packed with love, man. So just make sure, spend some time in here, running around,
I love this
seeing everything that this map has to offer, both visually and from a gameplay standpoint.
Let me set the stage for you. You're in the room. You're in demo. It's the final round. It's a 1v1, and you're just like crouched behind that wall while like the deep chants are rolling out. Oh my, no chance I'm ever keeping my composure in that moment. My hands they're sweaty, and that's such a great thing. I mean, to be able, I think, to provoke that type of emotion is awesome on a map like this as we continue to rotate on throughout the map. See some of those cherry blossoms off to the side. You can really see where the art team worked closely in making sure that the art style and the visuals of the map were true to the Japanese style of buildings and culture and things like that. And so I can't wait to jump in here. A little bit of verticality, not only on the roofs, but you got the up-down in this area here. You got a point down low beneath the bridge, and that one, there's some nice cover on either side as well. So, you know, you got people assaulting from above, but a great player will be able to make some of those rock features and things like that down low work.
There is. That bridge it's basically like dead center of the map, so that's one of the more contestable strikeout points. Doesn't really favor one side or the other.
The water wheel.
I talked a little bit. Yeah, lots of fun little zips and stuff to do on this map as well. Rotating through the map is fun to kind of, you know, see all that it has to offer.
I'm gonna die because I'm looking around. Like,
yeah. That's a
Yeah.
very. I think there's a King of the Hill right where at the end of that zip line, and this is a hot zip line when that is the hill. It's risk reward for sure. But yeah, there's a King of the Hill right here. There's one up under that temple. It's really fun, man. I'm really excited for you guys to get your hands on this one.
Yep.
Explore. Let us know what your favorite parts are, man. Get in there, play some games. Let us know how you feel about the site locations and all that good stuff. Like we just said, we just had a big community win on Favelas, kind of scooting one of the hills to a new location. It's the fun part, man. When we get to throw thousands of bodies at that map and learn where it does well, where it doesn't. We want to make it the best that it can be for you guys. So thanks so much.
I am blown away. I'm absolutely blown away by the art, the design decisions, the balance decisions. The battle pass looks amazing. The exotic skin that's getting added into the game, the legendaries, the hoverboards. It's almost like this duration of show. We almost had to speed through some of it, so make sure to keep your eyes open as the update drops and you get to really sink your teeth into Season 3. Any final thoughts from you here, Pretty Hair? I mean, we've gone through a lot today, but I'll give you kind of the final say before we close out.
My final closing thoughts is we touched on some of like the really new and exciting upgrades to the guns and some of the balance stuff. We touched a lot of upgrades. Every gun in the game, whether it was getting something added to it or getting existing upgrades juiced, every gun in the game has been touched, right? So go to the full update notes. We didn't have time to scrub through literally fine-tooth comb every single gun. So go to the update notes, read your favorite guns, all got a little bit of a buff to their upgrades. Every gun is going to feel different. You guys are going to have a completely new world to play in when that Season 3 update goes live.
Yeah, you'll catch me on Palace, and I'm going to be the one dying to you viewers over and over and over and over again. So make sure to jump on into game. More ways to play now than ever. Steam, Rogue Company now available on Steam as well. I believe PTS be out for the Season 3 update this weekend. So download the game on Steam, jump on into PTS, get a feel for Season 3 and all the incredible things that Rogue Company Season 3 has to offer. My name is Dolson. That's been Pretty Hair. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Season 3 update show. We'll see you guys in game.